Hello everyone, we are back. So we are here in the so-called Tower Realm. Let's take a quick look around.
The sand on the sparkling beach is a deep blue. The blazing light from the topaz sky dances across it. Cliffs tower above the beach. The sky above the surreal world is a brilliant orange. You realize with a start that there doesn't appear to be a sun anywhere in sight. In which case, where is the light coming from? Although the water looks calm on the surface, there are dangerous undercurrents at work here. Magenta water gushes from an opening in the cliff face, like strawberry wine being poured from a cask.
I think strawberry wine is magenta, sir.
You have no need to carry water.
Okay, can we go swimming?
Ooh!
You attempt to remain afloat in the unusual water. However, due to its salt content and strong undercurrent, you sink, and sink, and sink.
Wait. You sink due to the strong salt content.
The undercurrent pulls you under. The last thing you see are your hopes rising to the surface.
So, okay, the undercurrent part I can understand, but you don't sink due to high salt content of water. It's just the opposite. If there's
No,
a lot
you
of
float, right?
Yeah, if there's a lot of salt in water, you float.
Like in the Dead Sea.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that's why it's so easy to float in the Dead Sea, because that's the saltiest body of water in the world. That's why it's so easy to float in it. So you don't sink because water has high salt content. Get it right! Okay, anyway. So this part works pretty similarly to the original King's Quest 2. They didn't change much for this part. You go fishing with the net, because you can see there is a fish who sometimes breaches the surface of the water. Graham goes fishing.
You retrieve the empty net. You don't seem to be able to catch anything at the moment.
Okay, and you don't have to do anything special to catch the fish. Sometimes you just have to try a few times if you don't catch him the first time.
You
Don't worry, you don't have to try too many times. Usually.
You retrieve.
Okay. Seriously? There
Oh,
we
yeah.
go.
You
There
cast
we
the net into the tranquil sea. Upon retrieving it, you see that you have caught a large golden fish. It falls from the net and flops helplessly on the beach.
go. Okay.
The large fish is covered with shimmering golden scales. Its graceful fins and tail are almost translucent. Right now, the beautiful fish is writhing in agony.
Alright, let's go ahead
You
and...
grab the flopping fish. Its mouth is wide open and its gills are extended. With great difficulty, you hold the fish as it twists and turns in your hands.
Let's go ahead and put it back in the sea.
You toss the fish back into the tranquil sea.
Thank you for not killing me. For your kindness, I will gladly take you across to the other side of this vast sea.
So, I don't think it quite works like this in real life. If you go up to somebody and, like, put your hands around their neck and say, "I'm gonna strangle you," and if they ask for mercy and you say, "Oh, okay, I changed my mind, I won't kill you," I don't think they really say, "Oh, thank you for not killing me. I owe you a favor now because you didn't kill me." That's not really how it works. It's not like you can get a favor from someone by doing them the favor of not killing them. Try this next time you're talking with your friends. Tell them, you know what, I could kill you, but I didn't, so now you owe me a favor for that. I'm sure you can earn many favors from friends by doing exactly this, because that is how life works. Okay, so yeah, and again, just as in the original game, we get on the fish.
You carefully lower yourself down the steep embankment and slide onto the fish's scaly back. You hold on tight as the fish swims far out to sea.
That looks very awkward. Look at how he's riding the fish. This scene looks very awkward. And also, he looks way too big there for the fish to support his weight.
You slide off the fish's back and clamber onto the sandy shore of a surreal little island.
Okay. The fish swims away, and that was that. So yeah, we're here on the island. We're getting close to Yeah, there's the tower. I was just going to say we're getting close to the tower, and there it is. That's the tower.
Are you gonna look at anything?
I don't think you can look at much here. I mean, there's just...
The trees on this small island are tall, with spreading branches and huge fan-like leaves.
Yeah, there's not much to do here. Most of the stuff is just window dressing. I mean, it looks nice, but...
The rocks on this island appear to contain large amounts of quartz.
And funnily enough, the sand here is a normal color. On the other screen, the sand was blue. But here, the colors of the minerals are more normal. It's just the leaves on the trees that have these weird sort of psychedelic colors. So...
The tower is built of creamy, opaque quartz blocks. You see a large window near the top. Twin lion statues are situated on either side of the door. It almost looks like they are guarding the entrance. The thick door is fashioned from a wood unknown to you.
Yes, Graham is only familiar with his own wood.
The center of the door is hollow, about the size of a small stone. A disc-like indentation has been carved into the door. It appears as if something is supposed to be placed there.
Yes, and perhaps we have something that can be placed there, but before we do anything with... how do I get out of here? Okay, like that, with the hand. Before we do anything here, let's finish exploring the island. I think there is... Go back here? Yeah. So, there's not much here. But, there is one other thing that we need to find here, if I remember right. Can I go down from here? Yeah.
You have no need to carry water.
I wonder if you can drink this water. Okay. Yeah, here we go. This... See the sand there? It turns into text.
Some writing has appeared in the sand. It reads,
"It would appear that you, my dear, are here indeed to help me. Walk to this sand and place your hand upon these words, and you'll see."
Just struck me, this is probably... Remember in that book of general knowledge where it said you need to read the lines in the sand? This is probably what it was...
that's a hint.
This is probably what it was referring to. Okay, so let's put our hand on the sand.
You place your palm upon the words in the sand.
I'm disappointed that they used the word palm instead of hand there, because now it doesn't rhyme. See the blue portal back there? Hey, check it out. Now you're thinking with portals. Welcome to the...
You notice some more writing in the sand near the portal. It reads,
"You may return, but pause to learn a way to flee this cursed place. My end draws near, so hurry, dear, and come swift to me in haste."
That is, by the way, I believe the voice of Valanice. So even though we don't see her yet, well, we saw her in a vision, but now we've heard her voice. Welcome to the Tower Realm Enrichment Center. These tests have been designed to test your fitness to be king and have a wife. Please be aware that failure will result in a bad mark upon in a failing grade followed by death. Okay, I don't remember all of the lines, but anyway. So what do we?
The writing in the... You hold your finger up in the air. You feel no wind, not even the slightest breeze. This is very strange indeed.
Okay, I guess we don't need to do anything with that text. What's this?
You are standing... A chunk of quartz rock rests on the sand.
A chunk of quartz.
You pick up the beautiful stone of quartz. The beauty of the quartz stone is truly remarkable.
Maybe Graham wants to marry the quartz stone now.
The sky's radiant haze reflects off the quartz stone as you turn it in your hand. The beauty of the...
Okay. So over here...
3 symbols are depicted in the sand. Perhaps each one represents an action that must be performed in order to establish an escape route from this strange place.
It's quite a leap of logic. Okay, so you have a You have the tip of a condom.
Ah.
You have what goes. You have what goes in the condom, and then you have fertilizing a
3.
what? Maybe this. Okay, so seriously. So hold on.
3.
Okay, so you have a bowl, you have water, and then you pour the water out of the bowl onto
Lines in the sand.
the lines of the sand. Okay, is that the lines in the sand? You're probably right. That's probably what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so do we have a bowl? No, we do not.
Well, let me see.
I don't think anything here counts as a bowl. We have this thing. We have a test tube, but I'm pretty sure we don't want to put water in that because that's the fountain.
Scroll down.
All we have down here is just the quartz thing. So we don't have a bowl.
Okay.
What do we...
Is there a bowl lying around?
I don't... Oh!
Oh,
You
coconut.
see that some coconuts have grown at the top of the tree.
That's right. We need to get the
You
coconut.
can't reach the
So can we
coconuts
use
from
some-
down here.
the sword.
Probably, yeah. So,
You will need to climb higher.
okay. Well, let's climb higher.
You remove an ample-sized coconut from the bunch growing in the treetop.
Okay, and then...
You are too busy to look in your inventory at the moment.
Okay, I guess I need to climb down. And... do I use the sword to open up the coconut?
Using the sharp blade of your sword, you slice the coconut clean in half.
Apparently so. Okay, and then we use the coconut on the water.
You fill the half coconut with briny water from the magenta sea.
Okay, and then we can dump out the water on these lines in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Some writing has appeared in the sand where the symbols used to be. It reads,
Well done, my dear. You've come so near. A king's quest is soon to end. But if now you go, alone you'd know, our broken path would ne'er mend.
Suddenly the sand begins swirling again. In place of the poem appears yet another portal.
Wow. Did I already make a thinking with portals joke? I don't remember. But anyway, now we're thinking with portals. Let's go ahead and save the game here because I think if we go through this portal...
You've exited this strange world. With no way of returning, you can kiss your fair lady goodbye. And even that is now impossible.
Right, so we can use this portal to go back to, I guess, back to Daventry, but we shouldn't do that yet until we have Valenice with us. So let's go back. This will be our exit route later. But for now, let's go ahead and return to the tower. What do we need to do here? We need to do we need to talk to these lions first?
The statue does not respond.
I think these statues start talking to us, but okay, they don't do that yet. So first what we need to do is put a circular thing on the door here. What do we have that's circular? Well, I guess we have a few things that are circular, but the thing in question that obviously fits is this ring. Yeah, finally we see the purpose of this ring.
The circular gold object fits perfectly into the door's outer rim.
Okay, and so you can see we have...
It is a symbol of a water drop.
We have water.
It is a symbol of the sun.
We have the sun.
It is a symbol of a mountain of earth.
We have a mountain of earth.
It is a symbol of a cloud.
And we have a cloud. So, I guess it's pretty easy to figure out that this is a reference to the four elements. We have the sun, which is obviously fire. We have water. We have
It is a
mountain, which it even mentions earth, in case you weren't sure that that's earth. And then you have a cloud, which is air. Well, actually, a cloud is water vapor, but I guess it's supposed to symbolize air here, because what else would you use to symbolize air? I mean, you could have nothing, and you could say, well, that's air, but actually air is not nothing. Air is something. It's just invisible.
Yes.
So we've got that, and then we're supposed to put this, I guess, in the middle.
As you place the quartz stone into the shallow hole, you hear it lock into place. Suddenly, the statues rumble to life.
The truth you will find from one such as I, for the other can only be lying. These words will provide you the means to get by. My companions, though, shall see you dying.
It's this puzzle. Remember this puzzle? You might have heard this puzzle several times when you were growing up as a kid.
If you were to ask my companion if he knows the way through this door, he would answer, no. The first gave birth to all life. The second allows it to thrive. The third sustains all that wander it. The fourth will once a day hide.
So that's what the left line has to say, and what does the right one say?
If you were to ask my companion if he knows the way through this door, he would answer, yes. The first carries all manner of weather. The second gives cause to be burned. The third is shallow, as it can be deep. The fourth, to bear fruit, must be turned.
Okay. The easiest thing to do is just pick one and try to go with it, because one's telling the truth and one's lying. But just for completeness' sake, just to do it correctly and lend some clarity to the situation, I'll try to explain. And it's going to be a lengthy explanation because I want to try and explain it in a way that makes sense. So there is a classic logic puzzle, which many of you may have heard when you were children in school or whatever. The premise is very simple. You're in the jungle, or, well, it doesn't have to be in the jungle, but the way I heard it phrased typically is you're in the jungle and you're kidnapped by some jungle tribe and taken to see their leader. He says, I'll give you an option. I'll give you two options. You're in a room, you can take one of two exits. There are two exits from the room. One exit will lead to your death, and the other will lead to your freedom. So if you walk out one door, you'll be killed. If you walk out the other door, you'll be set free. So your task is to figure out which door is the correct one that leads to life, that leads to your freedom. To help you in this task, you have two people, two villagers, or two tribes people or whatever, and you can ask from only one of them, you can ask a question. One of the tribe's people always tells the truth. The other always tells a lie, not the truth. But you don't know which one is which. So you don't know which door is the right door. You don't know which tribesperson tells the truth and which one always lies. You have to ask one question, one and only one question from one of the tribe's people, and from that you have to figure out which door leads to freedom. Now, obviously you can't ask something like, which door is the door that leads to freedom, because, okay, they might point to one door, but you don't know whom you've asked. Did you ask that from the guy who tells the truth or the guy who lies? You don't know, it doesn't really help you because you don't know which one's telling the truth and which one's lying. So you might think that you can ask a question like, well, which one of you tells the truth? You can try to sort of fake it out and see if you can figure out which one's telling the truth and which one's lying, but with only one question, even that wouldn't help you, because even if you figure out which one tells the truth, you only have one question, so you couldn't ask the truth-telling guy which is the correct door, because you wouldn't have a second question for that. The solution to the riddle is to ask, if I asked the other guy which door leads to freedom, which door would he indicate? The way that it works then is, if you have asked, the point is, both of them will then point to the same door with this question. Because if you ask this question from the truth teller, then that means the other guy would point to the wrong door, and the truth teller would truthfully indicate the wrong door, because that's the door that the other guy would point to. If you're asking the liar, then, well, the truth teller would have pointed to the correct door, but the liar will point to the door that the truth teller would not have indicated. So if you ask, which door would the other person say is the door to life, then either person will point at the wrong door, and then you can go through the door that they are not indicating. So that's the solution to that puzzle. This puzzle here works similarly, but you don't ask a question. Instead, you go based on their initial statement. So listen to what this guy says.
If you were to ask
the other one if he knows the way through the door, he would say no. Now, both of these lions presumably know the way through the door, so they must know the way through the door. So if you asked the truth-telling lion, do you know the way through the door? He would say yes. If you asked the lying lion, do you know the way through the door? He would say no. But read again what he says.
If you were to ask my companion if he knows the way through this door, the first...
So again, assume that both lions know the way through the door. But this lion claims that if you asked the other guy the way through the door, he would say yes. Now think about the scenario. If you ask the truth-telling lion, does the other guy know the way, if you ask the truth-telling lion, would the other guy say he knows the way through the door? The truth-telling lion would say no, because the liar would say, no, I don't know the way, and the truth-telling lion would truthfully say that he would say no. On the other hand, if you asked the liar, do you know the way through, if you asked the liar, would the other guy say he knows the way through the door? Well, if you asked the truth-telling lion, he would say yes, but the lying lion would say no. He would say the opposite of the truth, so he would say no. So in both cases, if you asked one of these lions, would the other guy say that he knows the way through the door? The answer would be no. So, since this guy says no, then that should be,
No. The first gave birth to all life. The second...
Wait a minute.
If you were to ask my companion if he knows the way through this door, he would answer, no. The first...
Wait a minute.
If you were to ask my companion if he knows the way through this door, he would answer, yes.
Did I get that right? Hold on.
If you were the first gave
Okay,
birth to
let's
all
try
life.
this.
The second...
I think that the one on the left is lying.
If you... The first...
Wait, no. Okay, now I'm confused. I seem to have confused myself. Okay, I tried to explain it and it seems that I failed, so I'll go ahead and fall back on the simple solution, which is to try a solution. So,
If you... The
first gave birth to all life. That's water, right? The second, or maybe...
to thrive. The third sustains all that wander it. The fourth will once a day hide.
Okay, hold on. Now I'm actually not... I'm also not sure about these. So the third sustains all that wander it. That must be Earth. The fourth will once a day hide. That must be the sun. But the first gave birth to all life. The second allows it to thrive. So
The door.
people usually say that water gave birth to all life, right? So push on water. First gave birth to all life. The second allows it to thrive. Is that air? The third sustains all that wander it. People wander the earth. And the fourth will once a day hide. That's the sun.
Uh-oh. You feel the sand beneath you starting to suck at your feet. Sucked in again, Graham?
Okay, so... Now I am confused. I seem to have confused myself.
As you play...
The truth you will find for one such as I.
So both of them claim to know the truth.
Find these words.
Right. So both of them claim to know the truth. The truth is that one of them tells the truth and the other always lies. So,
If you were to the first cave, if you were to the first carries all manner.
okay, so let's save the game here. And let me try to dissect this again.
If you were to ask my companion, the first.
I should assume that the lions know the way through the door, right? So, this lion on the left is lying because he says,
If you were to ask my companion, the first.
if we asked the other lion, does he know the way through the door, he would answer no. Well, the truth is that if we asked this lion, do you know the way through the door, he would say yes, truthfully because he does, but this guy lies and says if you asked him the way, he would say no. Do you know the way? No, the lion don't know the way. So, this one is lying because he says no, he would not know, or he would say that he doesn't know. If you asked this guy,
If you were to ask my companion if he knows the way through this door, he would answer, yes.
but this guy does know the way through the door, doesn't he? He's just telling you the wrong way. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's possible that this guy doesn't know the way through the door. But I assume that he would, but... okay, if this is the truth-telling lion, that means that if we ask this guy, do you know the way? He would say yes. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this lion actually doesn't know the way through the door. But if you asked him, he would lie and say yes. And then this guy is truthfully repeating the information, reporting that the other guy would say yes. So this is the truth-telling lion then. So actually this guy knows the way, and this guy does not. Okay, so this is the Ugandan lion. Let's go ahead and... so, the first carries all manner of weather, that must be the air. The second gives cause to be burned, I guess fire. The third is shallow as it can be deep, sounds like water.
The fourth
Fourth to bear fruit must be turned, which is of course the earth. So, we have air, fire,
the second gives
water, and earth. Okay, air, fire, water, earth. Let's try that. Air, fire, water, earth. There we go. That was easy. That was easier than I thought it should have been. Again, like I said, the easiest thing to do would have been just to ask both lions and then just randomly try one, and if it didn't work, then just try the other. But I tried to explain it. I hope that it makes sense. I hope that I kind of decoded the riddle, but if it didn't make any sense, then sorry. Anyway, wow, I went on for way too long, I think. But this has been the Lion's Riddle. I'm going to stop here and try to recuperate a bit, and we'll see you folks in the next video. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for enjoying the Lion's Riddle with me. Next time we'll see more of exciting King's Quest II action. Until then, ta-ta for now, everyone.
Bye.